Nothing like sitting across a brown-skinned girl.
Yes.
Didintle, how are you?
Ke siame wena o kae papa?
How? O Motswana?
Ke Motswana wa ko Bokone Bophirima, ke Mosetsana wa Bokone Bophirima.
Bophirima mara ke ko Bokone ke province mos.
Hey. Northwest.
How do you Northwest? O dula kae go Northwest?
Matlosana, Maglera represent.
Matlosana se ka go Klerksdorp ka kwa?
Ke Klerksdorp papa.
Okay.
Yes.
O tla fair remember?
It's not that far, it's 2 hours away. Go gaufi.
And I know why listen to the toll gate.
Yeah. You're asking the wrong person.
Why is that the toll gate?
Because we're free to travel in the Northwest.
No, which is a good thing. No. It's a good thing because you can imagine 2 hours away, no toll gate. Wow.
Come to Northwest. It's the place to be.
How are you, Esther?
Esther's fine. Esther's going through the most. Esther is hey, she's troubled. She's going through a lot. Didi is great, but Esther, yeah, for tat.
Now, let me start this show by saying I'm happy to wake up today seeing that Tbose is trending. Amen.
The first thing I saw was that post, and I put it on my story, and I'm just so. Tbose was a year above me in Wits. We were all in drama school.
Okay.
And yeah, she was a year above me, and she's always been a hard worker.
Yeah.
And very passionate and determined. And I really looked up to her even then.
Yes.
So to see her pave her way and make her mark in the world from that point is so inspiring. It just goes to show that if you work hard, if you're passionate enough, if you love what you do, and even if you stick through it in the tough times, your dreams
never
will
easy?
manifest. It's never easy. People feel like it's easy to manifest your dreams. It's not. And this is just the beginning. Badimo ba gagwe, bagologolo ba gagwe are just going to take her higher and higher. And we must support her and be behind her all the way.
Now, I had her on the show.
Yes.
And she mentioned it right here, actually.
Is it?
Saying her dream
is
to work alongside Viola Davis.
Oh, my God. Isn't that all of our dreams?
And it happened.
And it happened.
Today, we're announcing that it happened. She's going to co-star next to her idol.
Yes.
I'm sitting across you today.
Yes.
What's your dream? Because clearly, if you say it here, it happens.
Then it happens. You know, I started off doing The Color Purple. I played Celie in The Color Purple.
Yes, on stage, yeah?
On stage. And my biggest dream is to somehow work on a production that Oprah is producing.
Wow.
And to be under her shadow, to be under her wing. When I first heard that she had played an integral role in casting the South African cast of The Color Purple, it meant that, okay, so I'm close to manifesting my dream, because she saw me and she put the stamp and said, yes, it's okay, this one can play Celie. So that would be my dream, to work alongside Oprah, to work in a production that she's producing, to be in her presence, basically.
You just joined me. I'm hanging out with Didintle Khunou. This hour is brought to you by BET's Isono. She plays Esther on Isono.
Yes.
And I've also invited you to send me a voice note, to call me, especially if you're an avid watcher of this drama.
Isono.
Yeah, maybe you want to eavesdrop, on what's coming up.
Yes.
All right. Today we're talking about Didintle. We're talking about eavesdropping on a conversation, only to find out this conversation is about you.
That happened to me this week.
Never.
I'm telling you, it happened to me this week. I'm not going to share the details of it, but
first, let's start here. Good or bad?
Bad.
Why does it have to always be bad?
I don't know. I think people, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in people's heads.
Was it telephonic?
It was in person.
Oh my God.
Yeah. If you have something to say to someone, just say it to their face. Just let the confrontation happen and let it out, and both of you just release what needs to be said. So I heard it.
Do they know that you heard it?
Yes, because I walked into the conversation as it was happening, and they both had this stupid look on their faces.
You have so much drama, like Isono.
It's personally and at work on the TV screens. But yeah, I dealt with it the best way I knew how. And
these
I
are colleagues / friends?
I'm not gonna divulge that
okay.
deep.
Oh, no, that's fine. Because I just wanted to find out the relation. Because sometimes these are
I
people
see them on a daily basis. That's the relation.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Earlier on, I said there are 3 ways. I think I have 3 questions on how to react when you get that. And I said, do you confront the person? Did you confront them?
Yes. I walked in on it and I confronted it immediately. It's so important to nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud.
Right there.
Yes.
Do you set boundaries?
You definitely set boundaries. So going forward, you have to make sure they must not feel like they can talk to you or talk about you like that ever again.
And that's the boundary.
And that's the boundary.
Do you move on?
You move on. After the confrontation, I instantly forgave them. Forgave them, and it made relating with them so much easier going forward.
Because you could easily harbor those emotions.
Yes, and when you harbor the emotions, you only put a burden on yourself. You only put emotional weight on yourself.
Yeah.
But when you forgive them and you let them go, and you let the situation go, you prove to be the bigger person in the situation. You set an example of how to behave.
If your mother is eavesdropping on this conversation right now, will she be proud?
She'll be very proud. My mother's the reason why I am the person that I am today.
Yeah.
Her value system is my value system. The fact that I have overcome the adversities that I have in my personal life is because my mother was a pillar of strength in my life.
Give me one hill that you thought this one is going to drown Didintle, aka Esther wa Isono, but here I am still standing. I'm
going to be very candid, and I think it's so important for women to be able to talk about their experiences. I was forced on. Forced on in my varsity years.
No.
And that is sexual abuse and trauma is something that can take many, many years to get over. But if it wasn't for my mother and her support and her unconditional love for me, I thought that was going to break me down, but it didn't break me down. She was there for me, and she really taught me the importance of empathy, forgiveness, to forgive is not to forget.
Yeah.
But it's to know that
release you.
It's to release you and to free your soul.
Yeah.
So she was there. She was my pillar of strength.
How young was Didintle this time?
I was probably 21, 22.
Still not easy because you're an adult, but you'll think, still.
And what do you know at 21 and 22? I mean, you're not an empty vessel, but you're still in development. You're still learning a lot about life, a lot about yourself. You're still trying to find yourself in this world. And so, it was a tough time. It was a tough thing to do. But I always use that trauma in my work. I inject it in my work.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah. It's the best way for me to...
Because it's part of the process, right?
Yeah.
You have to tap into something. And that's what I respect about actors and actresses.
Is that we use ourselves as the main resource.
Just like comedians, they use that.
And their own life experiences. They make light of their own life experiences to speak back to society. I see my work as that, definitely. I see it as me... Part of my purpose as an actor is to try and drain the ills of society. It's to remove the rubbish by reflecting society like a mirror to itself.
I love that. I think that's a quotable quote, remove rubbish.
Just remove the rubbish.
Guys, if you're not, you see, listen, if you're not going to listen to this interview going forward, remember this. Yeah. Remove
the rubbish.
I'm hanging out Lungayana Komatlosana, brought to us by BET Isono, and this is Didintle Khunou. She plays Esther, the daughter to a queen played by Nthato Moshesh. We'll talk about the power that is in Nthato Moshesh.
Yes.
But first things first, tell me about Tweet.
Oh my gosh. Tweet reminds me, so I'm an avid music lover, follower. I have even made music myself, right?
Oh.
Yes. So Tweet reminds me of my adolescence. You know? Tweet was trending, and she was really like such a star, making the biggest hits when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I just loved her. I loved her style. I loved her swag.
Yeah.
I loved the fact that she wasn't one of those singers who would belt, but you could still ride with her. You could still appreciate her vibe and her sound.
Yeah.
So
she was kind to her tonsils.
She was very kind to her tonsils. She was smart.
And that's the way you do it, right?
I found a place where we could boogie. Yeah.
You got that Erica thing going, eh? Chris, find me a beat. Erica Badu beat.
Yes! Are we jamming?
Yeah, we have to. We have to.
We are jamming.
You have a voice, girl. Have you recorded this voice?
I mean, I never recorded it. I used to make music with a band. So I used to call myself Coco Hugh. Actually, now that we speak of Erykah Badu, you know that cover that she did of Afro Blue, Dream of the Land My Soul is From. So I heard that song and I fell in love with it, and I heard the line Shades of Delight, Coco Hugh, and I thought, that's me.
I'm gonna be Coco Hugh.
So I used to
brown skin girl's gonna be Coco Hugh.
Brown skin girl's gonna be Coco Hugh. So I had a band, and I would write songs, and then I would perform them in bars with my band, and we would call ourselves Coco and the Hues.
Hey, where's Coco and the Hues now?
I don't know.
You're busy.
You're busy,
One of the legends of radio wants to speak to you after this. Oh yes, Didintle Khunou, aka Esther from Isono, is my guest. Like I said before the break, a stalwart of broadcasting wants to speak to you. Buafela, Buafela.
A legend, my word, I've arrived. Thank you so much, Stephen. So you guys have just burst my bubble. I thought all along that Didintle was from Harangu, and I came in as my homegirl. And I'm like, wow.
But my mom, Utswa Pretoria, Utswa Hebron.
That's close enough. That's close enough. I just wanted to say thank you. Our daughter is now 12. We went to watch The Color Purple Kosiki, and she wants to do theater and music and dance.
Yes.
She was so enthralled by your performance. Throughout the performance, she was like, Mama, Osi-ona, Mama, Osi-ona. She made me book on that night. We had to book the tickets because I guess you guys are supposed to have to come back again now. Was it May or April?
Yes, we're supposed to come back. We're not coming back, but we were supposed to come back.
Yeah, and she made us book tickets that night. When they come back, Mama, we're here again. And just to let you understand what an impact you're having, and thank you for just the excellence that you're putting for girls to say, I can do this and I can be this. And here's to just greater heights. Where Tusombedu is, you're going to go higher.
Thank you, Mom.
Somebody sets the bar, and then somebody who's looking on, who's also manifesting and who's speaking these things into existence. Modimo has given you gifts for a reason, and thank you for just honoring him, Lerona, by using your gifts. Thank you, Tbose, for having this incredible icon. She's going to be an icon. She's going to be an icon.
Socomeles. There you go. That is Thabiso Sikwan. She did her last show today.
Is it?
With Kaya. Yeah, like I said, legend in the business.
Did I just miss her? Man, I would have given her a nice big warm hug.
I think she's receiving it already.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, do me.
Hey, how's it, Bachi?
Come on, co-host with me, sir.
Oh, good, man.
Didintle is here. Go ahead.
Yes, hi, Didi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Kisiame papa.
Good. I like the way you speak Setswana. Like, it's that hardcore Setswana.
Hey, ke Motswana wa Matlosana.
Hardcore Muzulu, ke lo khuluma naye.
Oh, okay. Ngiyafunda, mina ngiyafunda. Kancane.
Okay, good. Ayazama.
Ngiyazama hle.
Yeah.
Do you have a question for her?
Indoda yomzulu izokufundisa kahle.
Ngiyazile ukuthi yalapho vele. Yini inkomo seyikhona mfethu?
All right. I have a question for her.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are competing with a big show, like on that 9:30 time slot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know whether the marketing crew of the channel, what are they doing in terms of putting you guys out there? Because it's a dope show. You just need to be out there so that people can know more of you guys.
I think this is one of the ways of making sure that you know about it so you can prioritize them. Remember, Buhang was on Good Friday, last week Friday.
Yes, Friday.
Yeah.
He had his interview here.
Yeah, and then here we are.
His
And
character,
we Didintle was brought in today to try and say.
Also, amazing news, guys. Osrami has been nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Jumaima in Isono for the SAFTAs.
Wow.
So yes, our work is being seen, our work is being acknowledged. I know we have a really tough time slot.
It is.
That 9:30 time slot.
But that's
everyone
good.
Is everyone is going to bed. But I get it because of the nature of the show. It's so gritty.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happens. A lot of action happens on the show. So we need to have that time slot, to make sure that the kiddies are in.
So yayibukela wethu.
Yeah, I've checked a few episodes on the net.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big fan of TV, but I have checked it on the net. Yeah.
Thanks for checking it out. What do you think?
Yeah. It's a dope show, especially you. Like you played your role, and you have the legendary there, part of the crew.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, the show is awesome.
Thank you to me.
Thank you, Papa.
All right, thank you, Papa.
There you go. Now, working with Ntati Moshesh. I mean, that's for me. You're talking same level, Libo Viola Davis.
Yes.
In terms of experience, stature.
In terms of expertise as well.
Oh, yeah.
Technique. Her technique is on par. Like, because of, the nature of COVID and having the delays on production, every single production has had a lot of pressure in terms of producing their shows, their work. And we have a lot of workload. We have to shoot scenes, crazy amounts of scenes every single day. But the technique and the skill that she brings to the table, the presence, the energy, even when we're all tired, she is still energized. She is still sharp. That I learned from her very well. And
then
she does it exceptionally.
When she coaches you. Where does that come from?
Me and Osun Tati are like, she says that there's a reason why I was cast to play her daughter.
Yeah.
Because we are the same. We're goofy. We're crazy.
Yeah.
We make jokes. We have a lot of fun.
Because she's a young spirited lady.
Yes, she is just like me. We're very
I've interviewed her
young-spirited.
more than once, by the way. Yeah.
And she has a lot of energy and vitality.
Yeah.
So we're the same. And so working with her has been a breeze because she understands me. She understands my process. She understands that, like, I'm not one of those actors who, if I have an emotional scene or if I have a long day ahead of me, I'm not one of those who will, curl up in the corner and like meditate. And I need to express and I need to share my energy to feel that vitality.
Have you ever been told?
She's just like
have you ever been told to dump it down a bit?
Every day.
Because we're not the energy as a bunny Latina, man. Happy, man.
We're really happy because we take care of our spirits, we take care of our hearts, we take care of our minds.
How do you do that?
Through prayer, through spiritual practices, through eating well, through preparing for your work.
Eating well,
Maka fela. Tbose, please, tlogela maka. O ska itlwela ho aka hle. Bona ke nwa metsi. Ke tshwere bottle ya metsi. Ebile I'm on a live. I have proof.
Betsa o file ke rona.
Because ke ikupile.
Magwinya ka
Maka. Where will I get magwinyas? Can I live just across the road from the studio? Where will I get magwinyas? Maka. If there were magwinyas being sold across the road, I would have known by now.
How do you know? How do you know which role to take?
How do I know which role to take?
Because you have to leave that character, right? So I'm always surprised because you become Esther in essence.
And you have to research. Okay, here's another thing about Esther. You know, just the other day, I was researching the concept of trauma bonds. And trauma bonds are relationships, codependent relationships that we have with people in our lives where the cycle of abuse is repetitive and is happening. And that's what's happening in Esther's world, is this cycle of abuse that she has and relationship of abuse that she has with her mom. It's not a physical abuse, it's an emotional and psychological abuse where
I mean, she's absent. She's withholding love, isn't she?
Yeah, her mom withholds all the love that she can from Esther because she's a narcissist, right? And Osintati plays that extremely well. And so Esther really looks up to her mom like crazy. She wants to be like her mother, but it's a conflict. It's an internal conflict within her because she realizes that she's so different from her mother. And that bothers her because her mother is her idol. So no matter what her mother does, no matter how many times her mother will abuse her and betray her and deceive her,
she's still her hero.
There's some cognitive dissonance that happens. She still is her hero. She still loves her. She still wants to be loved by her. And she forgives her. And her mother abuses her again. Her mother hurts her again. And at some point I thought, you know what, there must be something wrong with this Esther character. Surely there cannot be people in the world who are extremely naive, extremely impressionable. No, it's not a matter of naivety or being impressionable. It's just a matter of not knowing and not understanding your capacity as a human being. Esther's a character that is in personal development. Her spiritual development is low. So me being Didi, whose spiritual development is high because I maintain that for myself and I take care of myself. I've had to do a lot of research in trying to play Esther because she's so different from me. Right?
But did you know this before you took the role?
Yes, you know, when I was cast for it and I had a conversation and table reads with the writers and the producers of the show, I went into it understanding who this girl is. I had initial troubles because I used to judge the character a lot because I'm so different from her until I did the research and did the actor's work of understanding trauma bonds, understanding codependent relationships, understanding how people find themselves in those situations, understanding what it must be to be raised by a narcissist, type 2 narcissism. That's crazy stuff. This
is over and above your script.
And this is over and above learning the lines and dissecting, doing the script analysis. You have to do the foundational work. You have to do the character work. I have a character Bible for this character. And also another thing about working on a telenovela, especially one that's as intense as Isono, is that your character is always growing. Like there are different acts of the show.
Yes.
And you have to follow your character in her journey of development because characters are 3-dimensional human beings just like us. They change and they develop. They go from low power states to high power states in their daily lives. So I'm growing with the character. I'm understanding the character as I play her, as I go along. So yeah.
Esther has a Ben 10 for a stepdad. We'll talk about that.
A Ben 10 for stepdad.
Because that's who Esther's mother is dating?
Not for a stepdad.
What do you call that?
Esther just found out that her boyfriend was having a very passionate affair with her mother.
I get now I was putting it mildly.
Tlogela tlhompo. A re na nako ya tlhompo.
Re tla tla fo. Tell me about Ari Lennox.
Oh, Ari. Okay. Ari is part of my top 10 because she's one of those artists who embrace her feminine, sensual, and sexual energy. And I love that and I connect with that because I'm a very sensual person. And women in society have been taught to not embrace their sexuality and their sensuality and themselves and their bodies. We're always governed for our bodies. So when Ari sings and when her songs talk about how, you know, she's owning her womanhood and you know, that aspect of herself, that sexy aspect of herself. Every time I play her music, I feel sexy, I feel confident, I feel hot. I feel like a hot girl-ish. So that's why she's my top 10.
Is that why I wear the ball bottom?
The ball bottom?
Eh, I be Gino wear the ball bottom.
Get white leg.
It's on that. And then the carry puts some mama. Taco disco.
Hey, yeah, the platform. Yo, this is style. Look at this. This is the leather, baby. Leather and wooden platform.
Sofa. Mole plangal saganan le leather ke kai?
Erike go blelle. This is comfort. This is comfort and it's stylish, darling. Buhlanya gompieno.
I think Ari Lennox just came out.
Oh yes.
Are matlosana. Itumeleng.
Legara.
Re tsugela right solo na lega.
Are tama ka utla makulo go betsa ka se ja tlhapi ya ntsa go tema ha.
Monna wa itse keng ene na ke re ke batla go bua se tswala se tlhololo monna ke yo motho ntsa se isima.
Buang tu.
Se lololo. Makulo le ka.
Ke teng wena o kae?
Well itumele motlhaloga ke tswa go Jobetina go extension.
Oh my god, mogaetso. Ke
Bana
mogaetso.
maitso re kopa hore be mo mmepeng.
Yes.
Jaka re mo kwela tlabu re keep on shining. He's still going to say it, keep on shining.
Oh, yes.
But I'm telling you as a homeboy,
Yes.
keep on shining, my darling.
Ke a leboga rra. Ke a leboga.
Jaka setšhaba sa ko Matlosana.
Yes.
O tse from papa gago.
Yes.
Papa gago ke motho bikobo, o boingotlo, ke motho o tlhompang batho. Le wena o tswelle hela jalo.
Thank you. Ke a leboga.
Re mo kwele.
Sir.
Ma ka le ntataka e ne le doctor, rage ne le doctor ya ko ntlo.
All right.
O golela la motlase ga ka hela leo.
She's tearing now. Oh wow.
Ra itumela ngwana etso re lebogile, keep on shining.
Thank you, Papa.
The most important thing mo botshelong ke re mo kwele le ma mo kwele ba nthutileng yone.
Yes, sir.
Respect.
Oh yeah.
Respect. And honor time.
Yes.
All
Don't be on
the
time.
times. Yes.
Don't honor time in terms of on, honor times in terms of in, if you understand me. Always be in time. People will respect you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
O
much.
feditse.
Ke heditse rra.
O heditse rra. Thank you.
Ke kharetse.
O garetse ga ke sa la mahoko.
Kharalola le wena hao. Busias.
Bye too.
Ai man go monate man.
Ke tla go ntse di file.
Ke
Ke tla go ntse di file ngwanyana.
You know, this is not the first interview where they mention my father. So my father is a doctor. Go Matlosana. He's been practicing as a doctor, GP for many years. Go Matlosana. So,
Dr. Khunou.
Dr. Khunou. Dr. Ramata Martin Khunou.
Do your thing.
Oh my, I'm feeling high. My money's gone. I'm all alone. Too much to do, say the world keeps burning. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. The man that knows nothing knows that he knows something at all. Does it seem colder in your summertime and hotter in your fall? If we were made in his image, then call us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. Oh, on and on and on and on. My cipher keeps moving like a rolling stone. Oh, on and on till I go on and on and on and on. My cipher keeps moving like a woo, on and on and on and on. I'm feeling kind of hungry.
Yes.
Guys, how
What?
can you put me on the spot like that?
What?
How do you put me on the spot like that? No warnings, no nothing.
Why should we warn you?
Oh my God.
You got it in you, girl. You got it in you.
That's evil. That's evil.
I'm giving you this next point in time for you to tell it to the world what's next for this girl. Where, except opera, what's next for this girl?
Gosh, if this girl even knew what was next.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about this life, is that the unknown is the only constant, and you have to embrace it. And that's the true practice of courage and bravery. I mean, I can plan as much as I can. I mean, I've started my own production company. I want to produce my own content. I'm already producing my own content.
Wonderful.
But the unknown is the only constant. And the only thing you can do going forward in life is to embrace it with every single part of you and be drunk on life. Be drunk on life and take good care of yourself.
Keep shining.
Thank you, Papa.